Have you seen that movie to do with Apollo Creed's son in one of
Creed.
the?
Creed.
Yeah, so he had to use that name to make a name for himself, and it's almost in similar vein here. He has to use CM Punk, and I mean, I loved him in the WWE. The fact is, he lost his first UFC fight convincingly. It was not close at all.
No.
And he versed Mickey Gall, who is one of the UFC's rising prospects in the sport. So, should he get another chance, in the UFC? The thing is here, boys, is that the UFC is, as well as a promotion, it's a competition. So you don't want all these WWE superstars just coming in when they can't actually fight. Brock Lesnar was an exception to that. Batista didn't compete in the UFC, and he's got a bigger physique.
Bobby Lashley,
and I think he competed at Bellator. So, there are certainly these fighters who can fight, but I'd argue that CM Punk is not one of them.
I agree, and one thing that's worrying about CM Punk is would have to be his age.
Yeah.
Like, he's 38 years old. He turns 39 this year. Is his days number for both?
Yeah, I think the age is probably the main factor there. He could have, if the UFC was more popular, he could have done it earlier. Given that he's in his late 30s now, as you said, Liam, I mean, that's a really good point because his back is up against the wall in so many ways. Not only are you versing elite competition, you're versing yourself in terms of, with age, and especially because he doesn't have the experience. The only real MMA experience he has had is in the octagon in the UFC. So it's a real unique situation. I think his home is the WWE.
Well, wrestling in general, he can go to Ring of Honor, go to TNA, go to New Japan.
Yeah.
Depends. He's now currently married. He could want to start a family and just leave it all behind.
Yes.
And be an accountant in Chicago.
That's right. Be a tax attorney. He'd be a very scary tax attorney.
Yeah,
he would.
With all those tattoos.
Look at the tattoos. He doesn't even need to wear a suit. He just has a bodysuit.
Yeah, he's a great guy, though. I mean, after his fight in the UFC, he said, to anyone who tells you not to do something, don't listen to them. Follow your heart. And as nice as that sounds, he came off a devastating loss, which means that we might not ever see him in the UFC.
Well, Dana White did say that he might fight again, but not for the UFC. But he's backflipped on that. So maybe because Punk made money because of who his name is.
Yeah, I mean, Dana White, he's a great president in similar vein to Vince McMahon. I mean, they've really built the empires that the UFC and WWE is now. Dana White can go back and forth on some things he says. For instance, we've been talking about the Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor fight.
Didn't he fire Conor McGregor at one point?
Not fire, but he put him off a card, which he was meant to fight on because he didn't want certain media obligations. So they had a bit of an argument there. So Dana White is not too trustworthy, but because he can change his mind quite frequently. He says one thing and then he does another. But that's just the ruthlessness of the business.
I'll say it once, I'll say it a million times. You can't be a successful businessman running the WWE, running the UFC, and not be a bit of an arsehole.
You have to be. I think that's one of the qualities you need because if you
Certainly does have that persona.
Yeah, if you appeal to everyone, then it's just not...
No one's made it big for being nice.
Yes, that's right.
You've got to backstab a few people.
Yeah, that's correct.
Can't necessarily be the nicest person in that industry either.